Hi everyone. Let's start with Class 8 Civics Chapter 2 Understanding Secularism. In this chapter, we want to discuss understanding secularism, world examples of discrimination based on religion. What is secularism? Why it is important to separate religion from the state? What is Indian secularism? Indian state distanced itself from religion. Exceptions in the government policy. Secularism in other democratic countries like USA and France. We can discuss all these things in detail. First of all, understanding secularism. Secularism means that government should remain neutral on the matter of religion and should not enforce nor prohibit the free exercise of religion, leaving religious choice to the liberty of the people. Which means in a secular democratic country, the people have the free will to choose their respective religion. The government will not enforce or insist the people to follow any one particular religion. The government will treat every religion as equal. The government will not promote any one religion as state religion. In a secularist government or a secularist state, every religious people will get equal treatment. All are equal. All the religious people are equal in a secularist country. Next, world examples of discrimination based on religion. In our country, we can find different religions. Like that, in all over the world, we can find different religions. Even now, we can find some kind of discrimination on the basis of religion. For example, discrimination. Non-Muslims not allowed to build temples and churches in Saudi Arabia. We all know that Saudi Arabia is a Islamic state. Islam or Muslim is a state religion of Saudi Arabia, and the government used to give some kind of special privilege to the Muslim people, and the non-Muslims are not allowed to build their religious centers in Saudi Arabia. In one sense, that is a discrimination, religious discrimination towards the non-Muslims. Second, exclusion. Jewish state of Israel treat its own Muslim and Christians quite badly. Israel is a Jewish country, and they are giving more importance only to the Jewish people, and they are treating the Muslims and other Christians and other religious people, those who are living in Israel, as secondary. They are giving prime importance to the Jewish people. And the last one is the persecution. The Jews persecuted in Hitler's Germany. During the time of Hitler, a large number of Jews were persecuted in Germany. Thirdly, we want to discuss what is secularism. The Indian Constitution allows individuals the freedom to live by their religious beliefs and practice as they interpreted these. The most prevalent definition of secularism is that it refers to the separation between religion and the state. We already discussed what is the secularism. Secularism means non-interferences of the state over the religious matter. And the state used to give equal importance to all the religion. The state used to treat every religion as equal. In the Indian context, we can say that the separation between the religion and the state. So here we can say that the religion will not interfere the political matter or the state matter, and at the same time state or the government, it will not interfere in the religious matter. But in some instance we can see some kind of interferences of state over the religion that we will discuss in detail in the next slide. Next we want to discuss why it is important to separate religion from the state. We already discussed in the Indian context, secularism means the separation of religion from the state. Why it is important to separate religion from the state? The most important aspect of secularism is its separation of religion from the state power. This is important for the country to function democratically. Almost all the countries of the world will have more than one religious groups living in them. Within these religious groups, there will most likely to be one group that is in a majority. If this, then it is quite easily use this power and financial resources to discriminate against and persecute the persons of other minor religions. Just to take the example of India. Here we can find a large number of religions or religious followers. Among them, the Hinduism is the major religion. Other than Hinduism, we can find Islam, Christian, Parsi, Sikh, Jain. Only the Hinduism or Hindu religion is a major religion, and all other religion is considered as minor religions. But our government giving equal importance to all the religious people, religious followers. We are treating all the religion as equal. But just before we discussed about the incident of Israel or any other the Islam country like Saudi Arabia, there they have one religion as their major religion or state religion, and such countries used to give special privilege only to that particular religion, and the people, those who are belongs to the other minor religious community, they used to get some kind of ill treatment from the major religion. The major religion may misuse their power to trouble other minor religions in that particular country. That's the main reason we need to separate religion from the state. Or otherwise, the major religion in a country, they used to exploit their political power, economic resources to misuse or to discriminate against the other minor religions in that particular area or particular country. So it is very essential to separate religion from the state. Next, we want to discuss what is Indian secularism. The Indian Constitution mandates that the Indian state be secular. According to the Constitution, only a secular state can realize its objective to ensure that the following. First one, that one religious community does not discriminate another. Second, that some members do not dominate other members of the same religious community. At last, that the state does not enforce any particular religion nor to take away the religious freedom of individuals. Here, the first point, one religious community does not dominate another. Just before, we already discussed that in any country we can find more than one religious groups. If it is like that, we can see one religion is more populated than another religion, which means one religion is a major religion and we can find a number of another minor religions. In a secular state like India, all religions are equal. Here we cannot see the domination of any one religion over other minor religions. The second important point is that the members do not dominate other members of the same religious community, which means in some religion or almost all the religion we can find some kind of caste discrimination. Some members of the same religion is considered as superior and others are considered as inferior, and the superior members of the same religion, they used to discriminate the another members of the same religion. So in a secularist state, it is not allowed. In a secularist state, all the members in the same religion, all the Indian citizens, all the citizens of that particular country treated as equal. And at last, the state does not enforce any particular religion nor take away the religious freedom of individuals. In a secularist state, the state is giving equal importance to all the religions. And the government is treating every religion as equal, whether it is minor or whether it is major religion. And it ensure the right to follow their religious rituals or religious practices. The government will not take away any religious freedom of individuals. Next, the Indian state distance itself from religion. In India, how the religion is distance itself from the religion. The government spaces are not allowed to promote any one religion. For example, the government on public places, we cannot see the practice of any religious festival. For example, the government schools. In government school, we cannot find any religious images, statue, or religious festival. We can follow any religious festivals, but in government schools or in government places or in public places, we are not promoting any one religion. And second, the government schools cannot promote any religious either in their morning prayers or through religious celebrations. Private schools exempted. In public schools or government schools, we are not promoting any one religion or we are not celebrating any religious festivals. At the same time, in private schools, we can find some kind of religious prayers or some kind of religious celebrations, but it is not allowed in the public places or in government places or government offices or places. The next, exceptions in the government policy. The policy of non-interferences. In order to respect sentiments of all religions and not interfere with religious practices, state makes certain exceptions for particular religious communities. For example, the Sikhs wearing pugri, not fined for helmets. The policy of non-interference. The government will not interfere in the religious matters. For example, for the Sikhs, they need to wear the turban or pugri. But we have another traffic rule that all the person, those who are driving the two-wheeler, should wear the helmets. But we are giving some kind of exceptions for the Sikh people because the turban is mandatory or it is their religious practice. So we are giving some kind of exceptions for the Sikh people. And the second, follow the policy of intervention. State intervenes for preventing untouchability and in case of fundamental rights of lower caste are violated. In the first we discussed that we are not interfering in the government is not interfering in the religious matter. But in the second point we can see that especially in the Indian concept or in Indian context, we can see sometime the government used to interfere in the religious matters. For example, the abolition of untouchability. The practice of untouchability was a religious practice we followed a long time, but it was against the fundamental right of a person. So the government interfered, the government cancelled such practices. In Indian context, sometimes the government will interfere in the religious matter when if any religious practice is violating the fundamental right of any person, then the government will interfere and the government will abolish such practices. And third, intervention in the form of support. Right to set up own schools and give financial aid. The government used to give some kind of special assistance to the minor religions to set up their own schools, to promote their religion or their culture. The government used to give some kind of financial or the political assistance to some minor religions. At last, we want to discuss secularism in other democratic countries. First, we can discuss the secularism in United States of America. The First Amendment of the United States Constitution prohibits the legislature from making the laws. According to this, legislature cannot declare any religion as the official religion, and nor can they give preference to one religion. In America, in the concept of the American secularism is separating religion and state. The religion cannot interfere in the state matter. At the same time, the state cannot interfere in the religious matter. Either the state nor the religion can intervene in the affairs of one another in United States of America. In India, the state can intervene. Just before we already discussed, if any religious practice is violating the fundamental right of a person, the government will interfere in India. But in America, the government and religion, they will not interfere each other. The state, it will not interfere in the religious matter, and at the same time the religion will not interfere in the state matter. Next, secularism in France. It is the second example. In February 2004, the law passed that banned students from wearing any conspicuous religious and political signs or symbols such as the Islamic headscarf, the Jewish skull cap, and the large Christian crosses. The resistance came from the immigrants, mainly from the former French colonies of Algeria, Tunisia, and Morocco. In French context, secularism means the state used to interfere in the religious matter. There, in France, we can follow any religion, there is no problem, but the religious people are not able to wear any kind of religious symbols. The Sikh used to wear the turban, or the Christians used to wear the cross, or the Muslims, or the Muslim ladies, they used to wear some kind of religious dress. From the dressing style, we can understand one person's religion. But in France, it is not allowed. There, the people are not able to wear any kind of religious and political signs or symbols. Thank you.